You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. And our email segment is a little early today because we're talking to a fart doctor coming up at 9:30. From University of Maryland, he's a doctor who's invented, for forever, there's been a terrible problem where they couldn't monitor farts properly.
I don't know.
And the reason for that is they were too big, the fart monitors.
Specialists.
So this guy comes along and he goes, I'll see your big fart monitor and I'll raise you the tiniest dang fart monitor you ever did see.
For your health.
And he puts that right on your butt or whatever he does. We'll see. Maybe he tapes it up your butt or maybe he puts it on your underwear. I don't know. I don't want to know too much. I want to find out along with you guys.
I don't have to say anything.
And then this thing, I guess, counts farts.
Ringo.
And he's out there getting government money. He's got the University of Maryland. The taxpayers of Maryland are funding. I don't know. He'll probably say it's not funded by the taxpayers. I don't want to get all libertarian on his ass.
Takes it out of the endowment to the school, that kind of thing.
I don't know. But nonetheless, it's being funded. He sure as hell ain't funded him. I wonder if it's like Bezos.
It's back-end money.
Of course it is.
I bet you he's in bed with Bezos. Bezos is a big fart guy. He needs to know everything about everyone, that Jeff Bezos.
You are a typical hunk.
There's an article, speaking of billionaires, there's an article in The Ringer about that OpenAI trial between OpenAI and Musk. I understood 3 words of it. I've never felt so lost about something in my entire life. I can't understand the article, and it was summarizing what happened, and I can't understand anything that happened. Life is, with the progressions, I feel, getting away from all of us. Like, there's like very few people, and by few people I mean that could fill like an auditorium worth of people that actually can figure out like what's happening in terms of technology. And then all the rest of us are just here to like kind of deal with the wake of it.
Well, I'll give us all a pass because nobody knows. You know, there are some people whose predictions might end up coming true, but this isn't like trying to track the advancing technology of the jet engine or nuclear power or things like that. I mean, like
the assembly line, like this manufacturing.
This thing is evolving on its own, so it's difficult to predict or know for anybody. From like, I don't think you could get 3 of the top leading AI experts in the world to agree on what it's going to look like a year from now, much less 5 years from now.
And it's safe to say, like, when Boston 25 has a story on the screen while we're in here, that there's a machine now to check your eye to make sure you're not a robot. There is a bit of an issue. But the thing is, it's not like, I'm sure, but for me personally, like, it hasn't really affected anything yet. So it's like, I know it exists. I don't really use it. And I know it's growing at an alarming rate or maybe a wonderful rate, but it hasn't affected me. So it's kind of these articles in the paper or like things on TV that I see, and it's like, oh, that's unsettling. It's unsettling for the very reason Hardy said, is like no one knows, like, right? Like, it's not something that in 2030 there's going to be this huge, nuclear plant and that sucks and everyone's boycotting it and this, that, and the third. It's just something's going to happen.
Right. It's like with nuclear power. Okay, well, you could probably get a panel to agree that, it's got this tremendous potential for providing energy, but the potential for accidents happen, and there will be accidents as there are at every power facility, and sure enough, that's what happened. Or what the assembly line example you gave, Fred. Okay, well, this is going to actually create more jobs in the interim, and it's going to take away some of these jobs, but then we'll expand. But the assembly line or the nuclear power plant didn't evolve on its own. It still needed people there to make the changes. The AI does not need the people to either advance or to expand.
The other part of the cotton gin is another thing like that. Yes,
it can do it by itself, and that's why nobody knows for sure.
That, and the thing is, because of that, it's evolving a lot quicker than anything else that we've discovered before. And that's the scary part. It could be next week.
Don't be
It could be
scared,
2
John.
weeks from now.
John, don't be scared.
John doesn't
I
like
hate
AI.
this.
Yeah, he hates
I
it.
really hate this.
But I mean, the Pope is
Federal
like,
agents, you still have time to refuse orders.
Yeah, that was AI radio.
Get a knock at the door, man.
But the Pope was saying all this stuff. He was
Question
saying,
your instructions. Choose the right side.
Jesus, like the Pope put out this like big edict that was like, you don't forget about humanity and like being human, which I don't know if that's been said before. Like that had to be said.
It had to be said out loud by the Pope.
Like, hey guys, like, don't forget we're human. Like, I don't know. That's probably never been said. That's got to be unprecedented, correct?
500,000 people died.
That's again AI radio.
Yeah.
And that's not a joke. That's not us that made it. It's actual from a news
It's
story.
going down. I'm yelling timber.
That's from a news story. That's not us. Our email segment is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. Just in case you were wondering, this is from Don, who sounds like a friend of Chachi's. He says, your Chachi is impeccable.
Oh.
We hung out together for a bunch. We've hung out together daily for a bunch of years, 30 plus years. And every time you do his voice, you capture his persona to a T. And it's effing brilliant. Don hangs out with Chachi every day for 30 years. Don, I'll tell you what, they were talking about me again, and they didn't get any. I'm not getting any money while Laquadera's out there in Florida. Boo hoo hoo.
Florida.
Or Florida. Well, he's in Florida.
Maui.
Yeah. He was in Maui. It's Maui time. I hope an asteroid hits it.
Wowie, wowie.
Oh, Heavenly Father, let an asteroid hit it. Tee-hee. How's your money now, Laquadera?
And have a chunk of it fly off and hit Berardini's house in California while you're at it.
That guy was surfing in New Hampshire in December. Don't you know you're old?
Me and that diddler got nothing.
At the time, Parento seemed smart. They're like, do you want ESOP stake in the company or do you want $20,000 to do blow?
Hardy, that might be my favorite thing you've ever said on this show. And I'm not exaggerating.
At the time, we thought it was brilliant. Take the money and buy cocaine. That's quite a plan. Pretty soon, don't worry, you'll be in jail for molestation.
Live your life.
You'll die in disgrace.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you ask the good doctor what it means when you have Vaseline in your
I
farts?
saw that one.
I didn't.
That was good.
What?
Yeah.
I
That's
know.
A lot of email questions.
All right.
Questions. Does this monitor have anything to do with food intake? Can it tell you what kind of food you ate? Just weird stuff.
That's not weird. I mean, that would maybe.
No, and wanting to know what it means if you have Vaseline in your farts.
Well, it means that you were inserting something in there earlier.
I would think so.
I have my written questions, but I don't know if I have them together enough. I can't read my writing.
Do you have them prioritized? What happened? What happened to having a printed out sheet of this that we're all going to have?
I lost. I got caught up in the brilliance of the show, and I lost.
You lost the plot.
I lost the plot. This is from Not Gary Tangway to my favorite rock chalk rehab projects. Throwing darts here, but riff on me while we await Isaac's rebirth. Let's remake The Intern. Whatever Bobby De Niro can do, Gary Barrett can do half as well at most. So let's cast me as your next intern. It'll be part reality show. That's right, Robert De Niro. He needed to pay for all those kids he has. Mm-hmm. So he had to start taking roles that you wouldn't want to take, like The War on Grandpa, which was a COVID favorite.
I don't even remember that one.
You wouldn't remember it, but it was the only movie in theaters for like a year. So if you wanted to get out of the house and go to the movies, that was like the movie playing. Yeah, The Intern. It'll be part reality show, part fantasy because I'm kind of a big deal, and it may not be believable. P.S. Hardy, looking forward to the golf tournament. What sort of auction items are we looking at? Should we have Mrs. Lloyd make another 401k withdraw on my behalf. Care Bear out. Buy kitchen
Mrs.
appliances.
Lloyd.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the notion of the actual Gary Tanguay being in here as an intern, that has some merit. That has legs.
Yeah, I'll bring my kids from Emerson. All right, kids, I'm going to drop you off in front. Good luck. Knock hard on the door.
Have a seat in the studio. They'll take care of you.
Yeah, well, listen, if you can get in, there's a couch. Field trip. All right. Everyone, drive your own vehicles. All right.
Is there
Main
public
Street in
transportation?
Waltham. No, it's in Waltham. Hey, by the way, good luck. Godspeed. And while you're there, don't tell him I sent you. You can't get in the one bathroom because it's locked because of murderers. But the other way, every other bathroom's wide open. You got to take a dump. And you probably will because you're walking in from the city. What's the syllabus? Let's see. Guy comes in, guy comes in, guy comes in. All right. You're walking to Waltham. Walk and talk, baby. Walk and talk. While you're in it, you can stop by Brighton, Medford, whatever. Just go. I got pros everywhere. It's a live and learn sitch.
Why don't you tell me what should be on the syllabus? Exercise number 1. What should this class be about? Go.
All right, call me.
Shoot it around the room.
All right, call me your captain, my captain, all right? That's first.
Stand on your desk.
Here's a bunch of romantic poetry for you. There once was a man from Nantucket. I'm kidding. I'm not teaching.
that I'm not kidding.
You know what's interesting about teaching is that you get money either way. I can see why people love it. It's like, show up, don't show up, whatevs. That check's coming in the mail, right? If you don't say nothing, I won't say nothing. I grade like my genitals on a curve.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. Everyone's so excited for the fart doctor. It's hard to focus. He better be have personality. This is like having the ass man license plate.
Yeah.
You got something like that, you better deliver.
Yeah.
You're a fart doctor. I need to hear it.
Do you think Zoe's toxic farts will come up in the conversation? Maybe they were too close. Maybe they're close to a cure for the sake of Zoe's coworkers. I don't know if they're looking to cure anything or this is just the study phase right now.
Oh, I don't think it's to cure anything. I think it's to get a grip on something that's been under-studied, like under-researched. That's my guess, is that his thing is going to be this has been under-researched. This is like a part of medicine that hasn't been really looked into, and I'm just the man to do it. You know, I wonder when this idea came to him, if he was young, if he would sit in his bedroom, you know, having his dolls fart. Like, was G.I. Joe farting on a transformer?
I like that idea. How did you discover this?
Like, ever since I can remember, I was always obsessed with farting.
Can we play Fart Doctor Bingo?
There's this VHS tape of me watching Masters of the Universe and just going. I would replace all the dialogue with fart noises. I was obsessed. And that obsession now is my job, which is what the dream is. All right. Well, look, time is ticking and the fart doctor will come. Don't you worry. Imagine he doesn't show. Oh, boy. That would be disappointing.
Very bad.
That would be very disappointing. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Brantley Hall. Hello, sir.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. We've been discussing you quite a bit. Not you personally, but your research. We've been throwing it around. We have many, many questions for you today. Thank you.
Happy to talk about farts.
My man.
First question, Dr. Hall. What is a fart?
It's an eruption of gas from the rectum. The gas is derived mostly by gut microbes. So what people don't realize is it's your microbiome that's generating the gas that causes farts.
Stupid fools. So, like, what is that? Like yogurt? The probiotics and things like that? That's what causes... Is that what creates the most gas, probiotics? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's the native microbes that live in your gut. So you probably have, an extraordinarily large number of microbes in your gut, maybe 10 to the 13 microbes per gram of stool. And so those native microbes that live there and have probably lived with you for years are the main cause of farts.
All right, so 300, because I know how many grams of stool I made just recently, so I can tell you that.
You have what seems to be a dream job for many of us. How did you get into this area or this field of expertise?
We didn't start out trying to be fart measurers. We're microbiologists, and so we're trying to better understand gut microbial metabolism. But we kind of hit this wall about where we could measure it and how we could measure it. And so farts were the place where we could measure gut microbial metabolism in real time. But there wasn't a device that allowed you to do it. So we had to make one ourselves.
What were some of the early trials and tribulations? You said you had trouble measuring the farts. What did you try first?
Yeah, so we started out measuring microbiology in our anaerobic chamber. And our sensor didn't work.
What's an anaerobic chamber?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a bubble. Do you remember like the Bubble Boy episode of Seinfeld, how that guy was living in a bubble?
Again,
you're talking our language. Brantley.
We are so in the same wheelhouse together.
Yes,
this is perfect.
Yes, we do know that, yes.
My lab has a bubble just like that, and we exclude all the oxygen from it. So there's 21% oxygen in the atmosphere. We take all the oxygen out of that bubble, and in that bubble, we can grow the microbes that live in your gut. And so we call it the anaerobic chamber. And so we were trying to measure hydrogen in there and see what the microbes were up to. But it didn't work. And we got really frustrated, and we took the sensor out, and we're like, I think we're just going to take this home and fart on it and see if it works. And it worked. So
who farted on it?
How did you get chosen for that?
It was me, yeah.
Did you know you had to fart, or did you take the sensor and wait until that had to happen?
It was a waiting game. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, then they never come when you want them.
100%.
Okay, so then you fart on the sensor and it works. Okay, so now I know you're doing actual science there. It's just funny to say farts, obviously, as we are very immature. But there has to be funding for this, I'd imagine. And that, I don't know anything about the academic process, but I would imagine that requires presentations and things like that. Were you at all nervous about presenting this to people in that they would think that you were insane?
A lot of people ask me that, but farts aren't even that weird a biosample. A lot of people do weirder scientific studies than farts. And so, I faced very little kind of pushback about how crazy this idea is. It sounds surprising, but people do much crazier stuff than this.
Okay, so what you're in fact doing is you're measuring how often people fart.
Exactly. And then how large the farts are and the gas composition of the farts.
Okay, how do you describe the weight of a fart? Large, I don't know, it's obviously not weight. How large the farts are, how does that quantified?
It's the concentration of gas over time. So you would imagine like a small fart is a small peak, and then a large fart's a much bigger peak that sticks around for longer.
Okay, is gas in every fart? Sometimes that's just hot air?
It's always gas, and almost always gut microbial gas. It's actually like, we don't know this. Some people say that carbonated beverages are a cause of farts. I'm personally skeptical, but the kind of science is not settled.
Okay, so what about like Mr. Methane, like guys that can make their own farts, like can make themselves fart? There's still gas in that?
So interesting. There's some people who can actually suck in air and then re-expel it.
Yeah.
There's a very famous example of someone who would do this. They would just suck in air, then kind of like re-expel it. So
was this the French guy that used to put on the shows and he would blow out candles and stuff?
100%. That guy.
Good call.
And those were true farts. Totally.
So there's still gas in there?
Probably those are just air.
Okay, because have you ever seen the Kenny versus Spenny Who Can Fart the Most?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
This needs to be part of your research.
So they did they would do these things against each other. They were two roommates in quotations. Kenny versus Spenny was a Canadian show. And you'll love it because it's actually kind of what you're doing. So they did Who Can Fart the Most, but they had a monitor that checked for gases. So what Kenny ended up doing is blowing the whole thing, and he didn't care because he just was pumping air into his rectum and just laying these giant farts without telling the other guy he was doing it. So he was throwing the contest, but he was putting on a big show while he did it. So this is the difference between air and gas, because Spenny was farting real farts and Kenny was just blowing air out of his bottom.
Interesting. And just medical disclaimer, never pump air into your rectum. You will die.
Yeah,
Well, Kenny didn't die.
Well, no, but it's not to be treated as a fireplace bellows.
Yeah.
We're not. You don't want to mess around with that.
Don't do it.
Yeah. So the sensor can measure what? Obviously the gas, which you mentioned, but does it measure duration? Does it measure decibels? What kind of information are you gleaning from this sensor?
Yeah, we're measuring hydrogen, and that's a microbially produced metabolite, so it's not produced by any other thing. So it's a signal of microbial metabolism. And so we measure the hydrogen signal over time, and you can get like a nice peak, and you can see kind of the size from that. We measure a lot of other stuff, like whether people are wearing the device. So we know that the negative data is useful if they're wearing it or not. And we track kind of like when they eat and then how that leads to different flatulence patterns.
Is there a temperature gauge on it?
For sure, there is.
Okay. And have you come to the conclusion that heat equals anything?
For us, heat is higher likelihood of people wearing it. So your underwear is like near body temperature. And so like, the sensor's like 70 degrees. We're like, oh, they're not likely wearing it. But if it's 96 degrees, we're like, they're likely wearing it.
Oh, so it has nothing to do with the farts.
Does when there is a fart expelled, though, does the temperature reading go up?
No, it doesn't. We were surprised by that, actually. Yeah. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
Is there you've tracked all these people. We know your research. What's the most anyone's farted in a day?
It's about 220 times per day.
Okay. And the least amount of farting is what?
Like 3 times a day.
Okay. So that's with a boy, and then a girl. Okay. I understand.
So this was a 22-year-old girl, relatively attractive.
Yeah. With the 3. Okay. I understand.
One of the most interesting things, right? And this person actually was eating a high fiber diet. So I can modulate your farts like 100-fold. So in our study, we showed by changing people's diets, we can make people fart 100 times more. And so
really,
yeah,
do tell.
I can tell you exactly.
I wish I could have told my 12-year-old self this.
Go on.
All right, so exactly what to eat.
Okay, so you're saying that you can increase someone's productivity of farting or number of farts a day 100 times by their diet.
No sweat. Maybe 200 times.
My friend, you've got me hooked. I'm listening. How does one do this?
I mean, so you need to eat fiber. So fiber is like, it's things that can be utilized by your gut microbiome. So fiber 1 bars or broccoli or like psyllium fiber, different fibers. There's a really funny one. Have you ever heard about the sugar-free gummy bears?
No.
This will do it for you. So sugar-free gummy bears are made with sugar alcohols. And so they're not accessible to humans, but accessible to microbes. And you can Google the Amazon reviews for this. There's some very funny stories of like people getting on a plane and eating these and just having insane amounts of flatulence. So I don't really recommend the sugar-free gummy bears, but if you guys want to have a fun weekend or something, give it a go.
Yeah, there's a part of you that's still 12, Doctor.
Yeah,
Mr. Brantley Hall.
It's a
fascinating topic.
For people who are wearing the sensors on a plane, does their fart frequency go up? Because we all know you can just let them rip on an airplane and no one's the wiser because of the engine noise.
I mean, totally.
Do we know that?
Yes, of course.
You haven't heard that?
I'll grow up.
I know it's in the Bible, but I mean...
And there's a reason why you fart more on planes, right? So the cabin pressure is like a higher altitude. It simulates a higher altitude. And so as the atmospheric pressure decreases, the gas volume increases. So theoretically, people in Denver are going to have more farts than people living at sea level. Okay, we need to test this, but like it's something we want to go after.
Okay, so when you say someone's farted 224 times, immediately you think of some slob, like fat slob, but you're saying that it just as likely could be a person with a very high fiber-filled diet, like some kind of hippie.
100%.
Right.
And there are a lot of people with medical disorders. So 1 in 5 people will report excess phlitis in their lifetime sometimes. So they're going to go to their doctor and say, I have too much farts. And so it's a big problem that we need to deal with. And right now it's unmeasured. So like people don't have answers. So like imagine if you went to your endocrinologist and you're like, I have diabetes. And they're like, could you rank your diabetes from smiley face to frowny face? You'd be like, whoa, I'm going to get a better endocrinologist. Right. But if you go to your gastroenterologist right now and say, I'm farting too much, they're just going to say, okay, rank your farts from smiley face to frowny face. And it doesn't provide satisfying answers to anyone.
Okay, so people have shunned studying this because of the stigma attached.
I think stigma is a big part, and the technology gap. There's just not been the tech to do this.
All right, so tell me why? Why has technology been lagging behind? Why are you the visionary that the Lord has sent?
I wouldn't call myself a visionary. the technology has advanced so much. I attribute it to the Bluetooth like headphones, like AirPods.
I knew they were good for something.
Radically decreased the power consumption of like Bluetooth microcontrollers, and there's been a lot of kind of decrease in power consumption and improvement in battery technologies that have all come together to enable this for the first time in the last 5 years. Like our device right now would have been impossible 5 years ago.
Yeah, Richard Feynman coming to fruition here. He said you got to make everything smaller. That's where the technology lies, making everything smaller. So now that you're able to study these, and you're accumulating all this data, will there be some sort of published report? And what do you hope to accomplish with this report?
Absolutely. We actually did our first abstract at Digestive Disease Week. So the first data has been published. I can send it to you.
Please.
We are trying to figure out the baseline of human flatulence patterns. So if someone shows up to their gastroenterologist, the gastroenterologist is going to have much better data to say, this is the normal number of farts and this is an abnormal number of farts. And that sounds so silly, but right now it's just based on a few dozen people in total. And so we really need to have a better measurement of this. But we're also searching for people with the most optimal microbiomes that fart the least. So the people who can eat a lot of fiber and don't have a lot of farts. And we're going to figure out how it's happening. Like, what is their microbiome configuration? And can we apply those lessons to other people who have too many farts to hopefully decrease the amount of farts in these people?
Okay, so we wanted to see if you needed more people, and you seemed to be pretty set on the amount of people you had, but could someone from our show participate in this maybe, please?
100%. I would be happy to send you up devices. We have had 12,000 people sign up. So it sounds so silly. Like we thought dozens of people might sign up, but 12,000 have.
No, we're all children, but you're doing actual science and people want to participate. We would love to have Nicholas do this. That would be fantastic.
I think you should have several people do it, then like fight to see who can have the most farts and the least farts. Like change it day to day.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, man. If you want to send out the whole kit and caboodle, we'll go nuts for you. We'll do anything you want.
Dr. Hall, have you been unfairly labeled a fart suppressant? Have people accused you of trying to limit the number of farts, or do you in fact love farts?
While I love farts, I am trying to limit them, but no one's criticized me for it yet.
No. I think
you're the first.
I think
don't give anyone an idea.
No, this is all good stuff. Michael, hello, Michael.
I have a question for the doctor, please.
Yes.
Doctor, me and my friends like to get together, and we may have some drinks, adult beverages, and one thing leads to another, and one of us will drop our shorts and let go a very large fart with a lighter being held at the other end. Two-part question. What causes the flame that shoots out of the rectum? And second, is this dangerous?
Okay, so I would answer it's dangerous first. But can I ask you a follow-up question?
Nah,
what
I got rid
color
of it.
is it? Is it kind of like a clear flame or is it an orange flame?
I can answer this. It is.
Is it a blue flame? That counts too?
No, experimenting on my own in high school with a Zippo lighter.
Sure.
Number one is the best type of lighter to use, and the flame was I would say brighter in color. I expected it to be blue, but it was more orangish.
Okay, so there's two components of flatulence that are flammable: the hydrogen and methane. And not everyone produces methane. Methane is like kind of rare in people in the U.S. And so the reason I ask about the color is if you're colonized only by hydrogen-producing microbes, it's likely going to be a fairly clear flame. But if you're colonized by methane-producing microbes, it's likely to be more of a bluish-orange flame. So if you see a big orange flame, you might be colonized by methanogens.
You're like a diamond.
Why?
You're like a rare diamond.
But why is methane less prevalent in the U.S.?
Great question. So really only one type of microbe produces it, and it's the only archaea that live in our gut, and they're extremophiles. They turn hydrogen and carbon dioxide into methane, which is a really metabolically inefficient strategy, but they're able to do it in our gut. But not everyone has it. So most of our ancestors probably did, but they were eating, perhaps 10 times the amount of fiber we are today. So there's a lot more hydrogen and carbon dioxide for them to convert into methane. But in our fiber-deficient diets, if you're only eating McDonald's, there's not going to be enough hydrogen and carbon dioxide produced to make methane production feasible.
So we're not eating enough. What about this fiber maxing that they're talking about, grossly
I think
women?
It's extremely good. I think that 95% of Americans are deficient in fiber, and fiber does so many good things. We're seeing like the incidence of colorectal cancer skyrocket. Fiber likely would blunt that. Fiber feeds your small intestine and large intestine. It helps your microbiome be in a good configuration, and it makes you feel full too. So it's really good for also eating less.
All right, so there is a shortage of fiber. That's something that the world needs to work on.
Yeah. It seems humans love to remove fiber from food. Like when we talk about processing our food, it's often removing the fiber.
Well, and then everyone just says eat protein and don't eat anything else, and then you're not getting any fiber, right?
I'm not a medical doctor, but I think that's bad advice to eat only protein for sure.
But Rogan says it.
And he's a doctor.
He's not a medical doctor.
Right? Yeah, he's smarter than you guys. Yeah. He's read the papers.
Yeah.
Can I ask you this really quick? This is off topic. Could an individual with no medical background and no education in medicine properly digest what's in a medical journal?
I think so.
Oh, you do?
Especially with AI now.
I'm just stupid.
Oh, AI.
I think so.
Oh, AI. Okay.
I think you can get a good summary. I mean, the thing about medicine is that it's much more controversial than you would think. Like, so I was just at Digestive Disease Week, and there's a lot of controversy
It's
about
like Bike Week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. But with 8,000 gastroenterologists.
Right. Lucky prostitutes.
So you were there, and were there arguments? Were there fist fights? What happened?
While there were no fistfights, unfortunately, there were arguments, and a lot of people disagree about like a lot of terms about IBS and farts, and so people disagree about the mechanisms. People disagree about the treatments, and so like while someone could digest a paper, it's kind of like the field is so unsettled that you probably wouldn't get a good idea of it.
Well, I like this. We're at the very beginning of the process. Like we're at the ground floor, and doctor, right? Dr. Brantley Hall. You're a doctor, correct?
I'm a PhD, not a medical doctor.
Okay.
The title is the title, sir.
Dr. Brantley Hall, you will send these monitors, you swear to God?
Swear to God, no problem.
Have any of the monitors been damaged beyond repair?
The biggest cause of damage, dogs. Dogs have been chewing some.
Oh,
you don't want to know.
Interesting.
Peanut butter.
Okay.
All right, Brantley Hall, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for indulging us, and thank you for being at the very forefront and also at the very beginning of this very important research. And I would like you to stick around to talk to Adam, because it would mean a lot to me personally if you would send these monitors to us.
Absolutely. I expect great things from your flatulence. I hope you're a top 1%.
It goes for both of us.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Brantley Hall, thank you so much. And we would like to talk to you soon if possible.
Happy to.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Dr. Brantley Hall. There you go.
There's a lot of information to digest.
We are encumbered by being on commercial radio that needs to have breaks, but you would think they would let that fly to let science and the important discussion that was being had.
It was good. It was important.
All right, let's break, and we'll be right back.
We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Dan, hello, Dan.
Hi. On behalf of all radio and broadcasting, I want to congratulate you guys. You won.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yep.
That segment, you did it.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. Love you too.
It was big time. Jesse. Hello, Jesse.
Hey, Fred. I'm just calling to stick up for you. You're getting all this crap for calling out when you're sick. Call out when you're sick.
Thank you. I don't know what it is. I kind of know what it is that I missed a lot of time a few years ago. But the thing is that, when I miss work, first of all, it riles up Zolak.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, it's not anyone on this show that has a problem with it.
It riles up Zolak pretty good. He's got, because I think he still carries a grudge from when we made fun of him for missing work. But I haven't done that in 3 years. So I don't really, it's a lot of animosity still gathered around missing work, but that joke is not been told in 3 years.
Well, it's like a Rossini situation with Zoe. Why is he railing against it so? Because he himself is.
Because I'm sure it was annoying him when we were making fun of him for missing work, and then I ended up missing a lot of work. So I end up losing that. But the thing is that was 3 years ago.
Appointment today, QC Kinetics, 617-644.
Should measure that, Doc.
That was projectile, baby. That was no dribbling out the mouth. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Poor guy right before that.
Email.
The relief.
This might be, Dr. Hall may have been the best and most informative guest you've ever had on, not only on Toucher and Hardy, but most likely the entire station. Thank you. And that's from Corey, currently farting in the mail truck.
No, Trupiano had to have a lot of guys on discussing a lot of medical issues.
Well, we had Jim Nance. Called and talked about the Masters.
Jim Nance, sneaky, horrible guest.
He was always fun with us. He was good because it was loose and comfortable with Troop.
Because the Houston connection there?
Troop gave Nance his first job in the business.
Hardy, quick email from Sarah from Everett. Could Hardy's methane gas farts be linked to the water in Flint from back in the day?
No, it's too far away from
Flint's another place. Jesus, Sarah from Everett. Get the southeastern Detroit and central Michigan figured out.
Interesting question. Will Maryland alum Scott Zolak take part in this?
You want to get one of them fart monitors we're getting? You don't want to do it.
Do you think once Dr. Fart sees Nick's huge dumper, he goes back to the original strap-on seismograph to make sure it can handle the magnitude and the vibrations?
What's funny is that we were just
strap-on.
We were thinking like moonshot. Could we get Nick involved in this? And the guy's like, just you all take them.
Yeah,
take them all.
I got a whole box of fart monitors. I'm shipping to you guys post haste.
And he's like, well, I'll track them all. You guys can have a competition. It's like, do you want to produce? My goodness. So I mean, now we can have a whole fart competition.
There you go.
We can decide who wants to do it the most, the least. We can have a whole situation.
Sure.
We can do it up.
I don't think we should have the least be part of it.
No.
That gets into a we for we situation. You start holding in farts, and we could.
That's dangerous.
Put
your
ourselves-
health. You can't.
You had to mention
that.
we for we. Now you got to think about everything.
Put ourselves
But it
in
is
peril.
It's a scientific thing. So there you go. It's like going out of town with a girl for a couple of days.
Enjoy Newport.
What's the movie where the guy gets out of jail and then the first thing he does is he goes home? It's not a comedy. It came around. I don't know, but he comes home from jail and the first thing he does is he takes this huge crap, and it's the same thing. It's like you go out of town with a girl, and you come back and it's just like
right.
Alone.
Your body knows it as you're driving home from the airport. Oh,
it's just like loosen up, baby.
Almost time.
All right. Back scratcher. Scotty Z's here. Zolak and Bertrand are next. That'll do it for us. Bye. Ever since I can remember, I was always obsessed with farting. Just going...